Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to My Panther Pride. Um, I'd like to take a minute to introduce my longtime friend and ex-football buddy. We played football together when we were in junior high. His name's Jesse. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, bud.
What's going on, Lauren? Thank you for having me. Um, well, like you said, we used to kick each other's ass on the field back in the day, but it's been a long while. I continued to play football through high school. I kind of transitioned into lacrosse right at the end, unfortunately, but I played Navy, I played for the Navy Pac North team in my time in the military. Since then, I'm going to school for sport administration at Wayne State. I'm gonna be starting a position with their defense soon, hopefully, recruiting and film analysis. So, but I'm by no means a professional, but I've been a football fan my whole life, and like you, I'm pretty well versed. So, we'll see how this goes.
Right? Yeah, I figured I'd bring you on here. I feel like you have a little bit more knowledge about some things than I do. So it'd
Two
be nice.
eyes are always better than one, or
Exactly.
two sets of eyes, I guess.
Right. So the topic of the discussion today is we're going to talk about the crowded QB room we got going on.
Absolutely. I mean, even online, it's still got four listed, and we still picked up Rocky Lombardi, so it
Yeah.
definitely is crowded.
Yeah. So it's going to be tough at training camp this off season for these guys.
I mean,
So
competition's never bad though.
who are you who are you kind of rooting for? Who do you want to see at QB1, or do you have any feelings about anybody?
I mean, if I had to pick one, I mean, here let's run through them, and then we'll let's give our evaluation. So, I mean,
Right.
we ended the season with Etling, right?
Yeah, we ended with Etling and Bryce Perkins, but he got himself hurt in week 10.
Yeah, Bryce on that hurdle, and then
Yeah.
Etling was his left hand non-contact. Was it wrist or hand, whatever it was? But
Yeah, it was his non-throwing hand.
yep. And then obviously EJ Perry. I think when he stepped in, everybody kind of got excited when he was in, not when he stepped in. But
Right, he did start off the season really strong last year.
he started hot, and he's not afraid to pull the trigger. That's what I like about him.
Right. So I know we have some stats pulled up. I'm gonna throw those up on the screen real fast.
All right.
I guess we'll start with EJ. Since he started the season off last year, he might be thinking he's a returning starter. So let's just give some information about him. What we got?
I mean, so he started early in the season. I mean, he's every time he's playing, he's running through pretty hot. I mean, along with the other two, EJ Perry still offers great, multiplicity. He's able to take off when he needs to, or you can even, I mean, as we saw a lot of boot plays, they're getting him right out of the pocket. Not to say they
Right.
need to. Hopefully, the offensive line stays strong, but they're getting him out of the pocket to extend plays, which is, I'd say, that's one of his biggest strengths.
Yeah, we definitely had some more mobile quarterbacks last year, and we had a pretty deep QB room. We even went through 4 quarterbacks last year, so who knows? We might not cut one.
I mean, if they're dropping the same way, you never know. Hopefully everybody's able to stay healthy, or at least who we keep this time.
Right, right. I definitely hope we stay healthy.
Absolutely.
So, like you said, EJ, he started what 4 games last year: San Antonio, Houston, Birmingham, and St. Louis,
Hmm.
and just a bunch of rushing. He wasn't a lot of like staying in the
Here, I think I
pocket.
could scroll over to his rushing right here. There we go.
Yeah,
So I mean, he's obviously putting up numbers. I mean, 9 for 60. So it looks like he developed more into it. I'm sure they were leaning into it when they realized that he is as mobile as he is. So he's
right.
4. I'm sure those were more designed than the 9 against Houston.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, who else are we going to talk? Who's up next?
And
Who are
then
we gonna
Bryce
talk about?
Perkins. I mean, I think everybody gets excited just by the pure athlete he was. Just look at even
Oh yeah,
even the play when he got injured. If you go up and you look for it, it's a highlight. It's a
Yeah, it was a highlight.
yeah, they framed it as a hurdle highlight, even though his season ended on the play. And as you can see, one passing attempt in the game, and four. He touched the ball 4 times, or was involved 4 times.
Right. I really hope that like EJ Perry and Bryce Perkins are battling it out for 1 and 2. That's who I'm thinking is going to battle out for 1 and 2.
Me too, 1 and 2. But I mean, like we said, that having a depth at the QB room, especially after the debacle of last season, I think they definitely need to have good competition around, and that brings us to the last one. And it's Danny Etling, but like we had talked about, all 3 of the ones that we carried last year were mobile, which Etling is as well, just not quite as much. We got more of a bigger sample size though, which was nice.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people were really excited whenever Danny Etling got to come in against Birmingham, because I was at that game last year. And EJ, he wasn't doing like too hot, I think, in like the second or third quarter. And there was a lot of people in the stands that were chanting for Danny Etling to get in the game. And I was like, who is this guy? I had to go home and do some research on him. A lot of people knew him from playing when he played at Michigan State.
Right. There's a lot of I mean, the next guy we're going to talk about was Rocky Lombardi, which is also another tie from Michigan State, which is kind of funny.
Right. Yeah, he just got signed.
Exactly. And
but,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Like we were talking about earlier before we hopped on, Rocky is a little bit different than these guys. He seems more of a, boots on the ground. I'm going to stick in the pocket and I'm going to run through my my reads real fast and get the ball out to where I need to get the ball.
More your prototypical quarterback. I mean, more than what's been developing, at least, within the last 10, 15 years. More of a stand in the pocket. Think Ben Roethlisberger standing there and being able to manipulate the pocket, but not necessarily break outside of that.
So I mean, it's going to be real interesting in the offseason to see who gets what spot, because I think it'll be it with EJ Perry and Bryce Perkins. I think they're going to battle it out for 1 and 2, but Danny Etling and Rocky, they're going to be battling it out for a spot on the team.
Agree. Now, a question I got for you: would you be, I don't know, not necessarily upset, but would you think that it's compromising the offense if we lean more towards? I mean, just look at his rushing attempts in 2023. I mean, he's obviously less effective. So do you think that that's going to compromise the offense after having, like we said, the 1 and 2 spots are very athletic quarterbacks?
Right. So I don't know. I think it'd be nice to get some variety in there. I don't know if we have to have those mobile quarterbacks, because I haven't really paid attention to our O-line too much. Are we just not getting enough time in the backfield to where our quarterbacks are forced to make plays?
Well, a lot of the time, like when I was obviously Bryce Perkins is a smaller package, but it seemed like he was either it was designed or he just was seeing something he didn't like in coverage and just pulling it down. But as I said, it was effective when he did. What was his rushing touchdowns? Yeah, against Houston. Yeah, all right. Once it was very effective in the red zone. So I was seeing the highlights almost been of that, but I don't know if you're going to get that with a Lombardi.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get anything like that with Lombardi, but I think we did notice like he did progress a little bit on rushing towards like his last couple of seasons in college, but his passing game is where it's at. He has some crazy passer ratings.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with his 120 overall for his entire college career, which is wild. And like we were talking about earlier, 52 career games. So he's
got a lot of snaps.
Exactly. He's got it under his belt. Kind of like it reminds me of Denver Bo Nix, because that guy played so many games. He came in like a seasoned guy, and that helps. I mean, it is professional versus collegiate, but still those game reps.
I mean, and all 4 of these guys have been on NFL rosters.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we have a lot of talent in the QB room, and I'm really excited for the season, the season has in store, and what we're going to see in the off season with this QB battle.
Absolutely. And I mean, EJ Perry getting him back from Jacksonville because he signed to the NFL. I mean, he only made it till, I believe, August. But, I mean, he's getting looks as well. So he's still progressing, clearly, that's a good sign.
Right. All these guys are.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bryce is a little bit older, though. Bryce Perkins is a little bit on the older side. I think he's the oldest out of the four.
I could not tell you his age,
Right.
if I'm honest. Let's see.
I don't know if you can pull that up or not.
$28.
He's 28.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're all in their mid to late 20s.
Right. I mean, that's not old by any means for the quarterback position.
Not at all.
Let's just hope EJ Perry's was a hamstring injury, so I don't know how. I mean, withheld him for a long time, so I'm sure it was I don't know if you're.
Yeah, he didn't play the last 6 weeks.
So did he tear it?
Yeah, it must have been pretty serious. You know, he was out for at least 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. It wasn't like it was a strain or anything. It had to be a tear or a pull or something like that.
Well, he's healthy enough to go elsewhere, so he's clearly healthy enough to battle for that number one spot.
Right. But I think this was a good little introductory episode to get your name out there, let the people know who you are.
Absolutely.
We got to talk about our quarterbacks and who we think is going to be our front runners. And
we didn't actually.
Oh no, we didn't talk about our front runners.
Yeah. So you first.
1 through 4. Who do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be. I think EJ is going to win it out. I mean, just experience and arm talent purely. Number 2, I think, is going to be Bryce Perkins. Again, a great athlete, and I personally, I think his downfield game, he's able to stretch the field a little bit more. So I'm excited about having that possible of a 1-2 punch, because when Bryce Perkins comes in, is he going to take off? Is somebody taking off? You never know. Right. And then I'm going to say I think that Rocky Lombardi might come in and surprise us with his legs, because I don't think that he was utilized for his legs. Not saying he's as athletic. And then I think Danny Etling is going to be riding the roster bubble, essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit different from what we talked about earlier. I think you might be right about EJ, but personally, I think it'd be nice to have Bryce Perkins as the number 1.
You think he just offers that?
Yeah, I think
on field.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can run through his reads a little bit better than EJ Perry can. I can be wrong. I'm no professional, but and then I'll put EJ at number 2, and then I'm gonna go with Rocky for number 3, just to throw some variety in there. Then we can change up our offensive packages.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Have somebody that's a stronger thrower that can get the ball farther downfield, like a big 60-yard pass or something like that. And then, like you said, Danny Phantom, I think he's going to be, he's chilling. He's riding the roster bubble. If somebody goes down, he's going to be our first contact. Like
he's got to pick the weights up. He's got them weak wrists.
Right. But we're recording this on January 1st.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year, man.
I don't know. I was at home with the kid and family. I didn't even make it to midnight. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we barely made it to midnight. We stayed up long enough to where we could give each other a kiss at midnight and then go to bed.
I was trying, man, and then I woke up to the fireworks. So
yeah, there wasn't actually too many fireworks here in my part of town. So
okay, yeah, we're going off, man.
But big news: the schedule is supposed to drop tomorrow, which I think I'm going to release this video on the 2nd around 9 in the morning.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do.
So they should be coming out, and then we'll have to discuss that, because I got to get on and get some tickets, get ready to get down there.
Yeah, for sure. And then tomorrow we'll get together and we'll make a video about the schedule and things like that. Maybe the championship game location.
Oh yeah, sounds good, man.
All right, bud.
All right, hey, thank you for having me on again, man.
Yeah, man, no problem. Later.
See ya.